Okay, I'm just like you guys, all right? I love technology. I like using the newest, fanciest tools that make you quicker, that make you more efficient. But every once in a while, I like to go old school, okay? And sometimes I like to use this tool. I am a huge fan of the builder's level. Okay, so why am I using a builder's level today? So let's take a look at the foundation I'm doing right now. So we got, your floor height is gonna be up here, but as you can see, we are doing a walkout, right? So I have to translate the height from back there all the way out to there. Now, what do most guys use nowadays? They use lasers, okay? I don't have a problem with lasers. I love lasers. We use them all the time. The only issue is, one, if you're using a line laser, like a red line, obviously it's not gonna work in the daylight. You can't, have you ever tried to use a red one in the daylight? You'll stop very soon because you can't see it. So what do? They make the green laser. So it shoots green, it's supposed to be better in the daylight. Even those, I have a difficult time seeing the line, and I find it very annoying. Now, in the comments, probably you're gonna say, oh, Hilti makes this or that, where you can see it. It's like a $6,000 laser or whatever. There probably is lasers out there that you can see in the daytime. I have a very difficult time. I haven't yet to seen one that works very good there. Okay, now, another thing is you can use the lasers with the stick and with the beeping, where it'll have the beeping sound. Those work too, but when you're using a builder's level, you get to actually see the measurement through the eyepiece. And it's so much more accurate, and I just find it a better tool for doing this type of thing, okay? So one, with the builder's level, I can see it in the daytime, and I can actually see the measurement on the tape, and I just feel more comfortable with it, okay? And they're really cool to use. And the thing is, don't worry about the accuracy. Those things are actually really accurate if you set them up right and you check them every once in a while, okay? So let's set up the builder's level and let's get to work. Okay, so here we have the tripod set up. All you gotta do is you gotta make sure the tripod is solid in the ground, okay? So I'll push it down in the ground here. And then you want it somewhat close to eye height, you know what I mean? So maybe I'll bring it up just a little bit here. What I like to do is get this, you can just eye this up for level, okay? Sometimes what you can do is, if you have a flat surface, come in tight here, you notice that this is round, okay? That's really handy actually, and I'll show you why in a second. But if it's a flat tripod that you're using, you can put a little torpedo level on and level if you want. But here what I'm gonna do is raise it up just a little bit, and then I'm just gonna eye it up for level. Okay, we're gonna go about there. Okay, this is a nice looking builder's level, but it's not very expensive. I think you can get this whole setup for like $400 Canadian. You can buy really expensive builder's level too. And maybe one day I'll buy one, but this really is all you need. So I take this off. If it's got any protectors, I take it off first. This also doesn't go in the tool trailer. I take this home because, I'm rough with stuff too, so I don't blame the guys. It's just, you can't keep something like this in the tool trailer. Okay, so now I've got a round top here. So as you can see, I can adjust this, right, wherever I want to get it level. Okay, so first thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this bolt started. Okay, so it still moves. I got the bolt started, but it still moves. Okay, so now I'm gonna get it set up close to level here. Okay, so you can see that. You see how, now if I move this, it's way out of level, right? So I'm gonna get it close to level. So we're pretty close there. Now, also come around here. You also have this mirror, so if you set it, you can set that mirror, you can look where I am and you can just look at the mirror instead of having to stare down at this. Okay, so now I'm pretty close there. So what I'm gonna do is tighten it up now. Okay, so we're all tight. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the builder's level and I'm gonna put it parallel with one of these two knobs, okay? So now when I wanna move the bubble, when I wanna move it like this way back and forth, I'll use these two. And when I wanna move it this way, I'll use this one, okay? So let me get it set up here. It's already pretty good, but I'm gonna set it, okay, good. Okay, so I've got the bubble set good there. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn it. I'm gonna turn it till it lines up with the other one and we're gonna check it again. Okay, so we got a little lucky there. It's still good, okay? And I'm gonna turn it again. And I'm gonna line it up with these two right there, and it's still good. Now, what happens if you line it up and you get it set and then you turn it and it's out again? What you do is you get it back to the center of the bubble, to the center, you put the bubble in the center, but you only go halfway, okay? You just go halfway, and then you keep turning it, and you keep doing it halfway, 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 until such time as you're turning it and it's in the center the whole time, okay? So, it's pretty simple. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to level this thing. It's just a matter of fiddling with these things until it's level, okay? Now okay, so now I've got it level. Now you also have this button here. This is your stator. It's like a spring inside. So what you do is you just look at something and let me take my hat off. You look at something and you focus it in, okay? And you get a point fixed. You push this button, okay, you push this button, and then you let it go. And you make sure your stator lines come back to the same place that it was, okay? It's just checking the health of the inside spring, okay? So, inside the builder's level, you're gonna have 3 lines, okay? So obviously, for what we're doing here, we're just setting level. So you're gonna look at that center line. The other lines on the crosshairs on the inside, you can use those for measuring distance. You can even do square. We don't really do any of that because as carpenters, you need to be really accurate. So, I mean, obviously a surveyor would do that sort of thing. If you need to do square or measure distance in a general way, you can use it for that. We don't do any of that, okay? So anyway, let's show you a quick measurement how we're gonna use the builder's level. So let's check it out here. So I'm just going to give you a general example of how to use the builder's level. This thing is so handy. I'm telling you, once you start using the builder's level, I don't know, you find reasons to use it for everything. Okay, so what we're just going to do is we're going to figure out the difference in height between the end of that or the top of that foundation and the back of this foundation. Okay, so let's get that. So what I'm going to do is, so you do have these. You know, these will move the builder's level horizontally. You know, when you get close, when you know you're close, you can use those, or you can just, lightly turn this. So, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Owen to hold the tape. And Owen, I'm gonna take my glasses off here. Okay, so I see the tape, I'm gonna get it in focus. So I'm reading 49 and 5/16. Okay, so, and remember, always use the same line on the inside, okay? So you have, actually, are they stator lines, I think? I can't remember, it's been a long time since I used the actual lingo. But anyway, so make sure you use the center line, because you're gonna have 3 lines in there. 49 and 5/16. Oh, there you go. Wait, let me move it over. So, that's what I love about this thing. I can actually see the measurement. Okay, so I got 49 and 5/16. Let's move over. Okay, so now we are going to get a shot from the back of the foundation.
I've got 38.5 exact.
38.5?
Exact.
Okay, so the top of the foundation, we measured down 49 and 5/16. And then where he was standing over there, we measured up 38.5. Okay, so let's add those two. I always use the calculator. So we got 87 87 and 13/16. Okay, so the difference between up there, okay, and down there is 87 and 13/16, right? Okay, so that was a simple example of how you use the builder's level. Now I can run along and I can check all the height of the foundation, right? And I can see if there's any differences. You know, I'm just showing you one example of how I'm gonna determine the difference in height. You can see a lot of different applications for the builder's level, okay? So again, I love this tool. I kind of got out of the habit of using it, and then I got back into the habit again. So we use lasers. If you have a laser, take some time, check it with the laser, and then verify it with this if you want to verify that it's actually, you know, it's level. You know, what's nice about the lasers too is the lasers have the auto leveling set. This, you got to do it manually, okay? But don't be afraid of that. I'm telling you, once you start using a builder's level, my goodness, you'll find excuses to use it all over the place. Just make sure you calibrate it, make sure that it's level. So maybe we'll do another video later where we show you how to calibrate it to make sure that it's level. I know this is level. One way is to just verify it with a laser. But anyway, that's a little bit on the builder's level. I hope you found it interesting, and maybe you'll go out and buy one.